Hey friends, Gypsy Spirit here. Today's video is going to help you to understand how powerful your thoughts are. So, we all know that when something happens, often we say, "Oh my gosh, I totally knew that was going to happen." And that is true because oftentimes before something happens, we have a thought, a vision, a premonition, whatever you want to call that, but it's like a split second. We have this knowing, and then if we don't do something about that knowing, that vision, that thought, and turn it around, that thing will happen. So, for example, I was taking out my diamond earrings this morning, and when I was taking out the first one, there was a quick thought and vision of this earring is going to fall on the floor. And I recognized the thought and I did nothing about it. And sure enough, as soon as the earring came out of my ear, it fell on the floor. So then picked it up, put it on the counter, moved to the next earring, and immediately the egotistical program mind gave me another thought and vision of this earring's going to fall down the drain. And I was like, oh, hell no, it's not. It's going to fall into the palm of my hand. And sure enough, it fell in the palm of my hand. Okay, so here's another example. Last weekend, I was going to the mall, and the egotistical program mind, I call it the EPM, gave me a thought and a vision of the mall's going to be completely crowded. We're not going to be able to find a parking spot. And I was like, F that. I could totally find a parking spot. All I need is one person to pull out of a space up front. Guess what? I get to the mall. The first aisle I turn down, somebody's pulling out of one of the first parking spots. So, all that to say is that our thoughts are very, very powerful. So first I want you to just start paying attention to when something happens and you go, oh my gosh, I totally knew that was going to happen. I want you to just recognize that. Then I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. And when a thought, a vision, a feeling, oftentimes they're all bundled up together and they come so quickly. They're so subtle. But I want you to try to pay attention to them and to take them captive and turn them around and give it a different meaning. Because like I've taught you in my other videos, the egotistical program mind is very fearful. It's very negative, and it always speaks first. It always speaks before your true self. So if you could recognize that, you can do something about it, and you're going to actually change your reality. So give it a try and see how that goes for you, and we'll see you next week for our next simple, easy exercise that will bring you great results.